Hi guys, Cameron Ashley here. Hope you've had a great week. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we may approach creating health and harmony using some really key foundations that help our whole organism, meaning us, to maintain balance and to understand where we might be pushing a little too hard in one aspect or not pushing enough, and we're quite what you might call lazy or don't have enough energy to create action. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about those foundations, about how we can create more balance so that we can eliminate or decrease signs of symptoms of disease and pain within ourselves. So the first aspect I want to talk about, so it can frame these foundations in a good concept, is the idea of what Yin and Yang represents. I think we're all familiar with the symbol of Yin and Yang, which is a Chinese symbol for wholeness or oneness, where we've got two interlocking parts that come together that represent two aspects, or duality, I guess, that come together and they create the whole. So why I think that's important for what I'm going to talk about is we could look at Yin as a very feminine, creative, nurturing, cooling aspect of ourselves, and then the Yang, we can look at the very masculine, action-orientated, very heat aspect of ourselves. Everyone has these two sides. It just depends on whether we're feeding one or feeding the other or not enough. So I hope that as an idea can sort of set us up for what I'm going to talk about now. So for the Yin aspect of ourselves, so largely if we're very action orientated, we're always on the go, always pushing, and the body needs some rest and needs some healing, there are three main aspects that I usually encourage people to look at for themselves to create a bit more Yin energy and restorative energy. Now that is to really have a look at your food intake and your hydration intake to create a healing effect. We also look at our sleep and our rest, and more importantly, probably our rhythms. When I go to sleep, when I wake up, how long I work for or give out energy, and how much energy or rhythm do I give back to myself and my family. So rhythm's a very important one. And then lastly, the environment. So the environment or nature has a very Yin effect on us. So when we go for a nature walk, or we jump in the ocean, or we just view a sunrise or a sunset, it has a very restorative Yin effect on us. Now quite often during our working week, we're not exposed to nature on that level. So I use the environment as a way of getting back to a natural rhythm that the body and the mind can really enjoy, and thus creating a healing effect. Okay, now there's a lot within those three, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about those three in other videos, but the idea to restore a little bit of balance so that we have some rest or healing is hydration, making sure you get enough good, healthy, mineralized water, eating high quality, good organic or wild food, having a little closer look on your rhythms. Where do I need to rest or create more of a balanced rhythm for myself so I get enough rest to action myself in the day? And then the last one is your environment. Obviously nature's a big one, getting out in nature, but there's a lot more to it as well, which I'll talk about. But those three aspects for the Yin, how to restore. Now the action side, which we all need as well, to be action orientated and actually move into what we're wanting to do, is through thought. Our thought process, our thinking process. How is our thinking? Are we open? Do we have creativity and imagination running really well so that we can move into who we want to become and not get too stuck in emotions or laziness or really negative thinking that limits our potential, basically. So looking at our thought patterns, where is my energy and my attention focused, and is that going to help me move towards my intention or my goal for myself? The second aspect of that is through movement, like literal movement, moving the body, so exercising the body through however that may be for you, whether that's through yoga, through running, through physical training, through just stretching, whatever it is for you, movement, because our body needs to move energy and to create I guess, a clearer vessel, not such a stagnant one. And then the next one for yang energy is breathing. How will you breathe into your body? Take a full breath so that energy can be exhaled and moved as well. So it's all about movement and action. Breathing is a big one that I teach quite often because we've lost touch with how to breathe day to day, moment to moment, through the nose or through the belly or through the chest. There's a lot of ways to do it, but just breathing, guys, just taking a deep breath. So to get a little bit more yang energy and movement into your life, look at your thought patterns of where your attention's focused, create movement in your life, in your body, and then lastly breathe into it and create a bit of movement through your breath. Almost like how the Chinese refer to qi, or the Indian Hindus refer to prana. It's like moving energy, using our breath to do that, and we can do that in a very different amount of ways. But the idea, guys, is we've got yin parts, yang parts. We've got the yin part to create rest and restore. We've got the yang part to create action and movement. And we just got to look at where do we need more of, okay? Quite often it's just paying a bit of attention. Do I need more restorative and healing for the moment, or do I need more action? Both aren't as good or worse than the other. It's just whether you're honest with what you're doing at the moment. You know, quite often if you've got pain and symptoms of, say, pain in the neck or the shoulder, or digestive issues, or in the musculoskeletal things, or you're emotionally anxious or depressed, you may need a little bit more yin healing and restoring. So just have a bit of a think about that, guys, and I'll definitely be sharing a lot more about each of those topics individually as we go. So I really hope that helps. Please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week. Many blessings.